Do it.
It's like people in the chat already saying that Red Command says Wolfie and Boss need to be in the new movie Down the Rabbit Hole. Oh shit.
We all are going to be in the movie. All of us. Apes. Representing. Waking up the masses. Shining the light. Wait and watch. Everyone in the chat. Everyone listening right now. Wait and watch how quickly this picks up steam this time. Darren Saunders was part of a dirty dozen. There were 12 of them. They did what they did. They got the message out. None of us, admit it. Who see it in 2012? Who see it in 2021? Who see it in 2022? This time round, we've got 5 to 10 million apes starting to talk about it. Starting to flag it up. Starting to get involved. J.K. Rowland has asked you on her Twitter to get involved. They are reaching out. Watch what happens over the next week, 2 weeks, 2 months. Watch Boss do his magic. Watch everyone start to come together. It's important.
Magic, you say, huh?
Educate, my man, educate.
Let's do some magic. What's up, everybody? CJ Philly, Cody, Floyd. It's good to see you guys. Tony, J-Dog, Steven, appreciate you coming out. Pulsar, excellent. It's great to see everybody here. Bliss, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Boss Blunt's Think Tank. I'm hanging out right here with my guys. Of course, Cash Money Millionaire, Dolphin Electric, Dream the Stream, Eagle Eye Productions, the one and only Wolfie AMC, and hopefully the other cats jump in too. You never know who might stop by. Maybe we'll get Pantheon. You know, maybe we'll even get AMC Bigums if he jumps in. You know, shoot him an invite, see what's going on. We're going to talk HKD today, the pump and dump. It was up massively in pre-market. And then afterwards, we're going to talk APE and AMC conversion, reverse split, dilution, and combination / merger / buyout. Ladies and gentlemen, all of this is bullish in my opinion, even though you're going to hear a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt being spread throughout the community through shills and bots and generally people that don't understand the financial markets in a positive way. You're going to hear a lot of negativity from some people, and it's understandable. These things are meant to be confusing. These things are meant to basically obfuscate and, you know, obstruct the realities of what's supposed to happen and what should happen. So looking forward to it. Grandpa Barney, thank you so much, man. You're too kind. Appreciate you, brother. Says, love you, boss, in the think tank. Fuck the hedgies. You guys are rock stars. Cheers to you, my brother. Appreciate you guys. Let me get my other screen going up here. HKD. So we got some really interesting information here about Loop Capital here. Check out the latest updates here from January 4th on the DTCC website. So there's a new participant in the netting system of the Government Securities Division of the FICC, and that's Loop Capital Markets. And the realities of this is that it allows them to use various tactics such as netting, you know, bilateral netting to make purchases and sales, repo netting for the reverse repo, as you guys would know it as the RRP, you know, which is the overnight Fed bailout that occurs every single day at the federal funds rate plus 0.05%. It's currently at 4.3% APR. You guys are going to see every single day, this 4.3% APR overnight federal bailout being used as a liquidity crisis that we're currently seeing in financial markets continue to get exacerbated. This problem will be exacerbated until at one point it is unsustainable. Just like in September 17th, I think it was, of 2019, the Federal Reserve had to take over the reverse repo program operations because it started to go absolutely apeshit, no pun intended. And that forced them to create this increased amounts of liquidity, basically a loan from the borrower to the lender and back every single day. So one day they borrow, the next day they return it with this 0.05 on top of the federal funds rate, interest rate. You're going to see a lot of these things continue to happen. And Also, GCF services. Excuse me one second. Let's see what. Sorry, I just got a text message. I had to check it. We got some important business going on right now. GCF services, they're called general collateral repos, basically. And they enable the dealers to trade these general collateral repos based on the rate term, which is currently 4.3% and continues to go up every time the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, and the underlying products throughout the day without requiring intraday trade for trade settlements on delivery versus payment bases. This helps foster high liquid markets for securities financing. Basically, liquidity is hard to come by with all the new Phase 5 and Phase 6 margin requirements and implementations and changes, the new CAT system changes. And the things that are currently happening with HKD are really mind-blowing. Take a look at the one-day chart. I'm just going to pull it up here briefly on Google so you guys can see it. Look at what we were looking at this morning here. Over the last 5 days. Over the last 5 days, we saw it go from $9. Just the one-day chart's all we really need here. But the 5-day chart is important because you can see it from the January 4th. Today, currently, it's January 6th. The market just closed moments ago. January 4th, it was at $9.64. And HKD pumped all the way up to $33.81. Kind of bar-coded sideways a little bit. And was pretty high still even earlier today. After hours and today, it is down an additional 23.61%. Let me double check to make sure you guys can see that on the screen. Yeah, you sure can. Jamar Penn, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, always gotta look good, my friend. HKD, why, Kim A asks, a regular chat, why HKD has no options? Kim, HKD has no options because AMTD Digital, ADR, HKD, as you guys know it, is a Hong Kong pump and dump, in my opinion. This is an easy way for whoever's involved here, whether it be market makers, hedge funds, family offices, and big banks and institutions, to launder money. They are sending money from America overseas. They're sending it to Hong Kong via HKD, and they do not want you to be able to get leverage and make a lot of money off of these pump and dumps through the use of options, because call contracts are the best fucking option out there as far as leverage goes. No pun intended with the word option either. But yeah, this thing pumped really hard over the last several days. Was up 100. It's still currently up 123% over the last 5 days. Don't get me wrong, because it was at $9 and change. January 4th. 2 days later, today, still up 123%. But at one point here, it was up to, $34 almost a share of HKD. And this money gets added to it. Retail jumps in. More money is sent to their Hong Kong based technology firm, and then insiders in Hong Kong can sell out. Basically, effectively sending money from the United States overseas. An effort to launder money, which can then be used for nefarious purposes, or just to line their pockets, or to send to their other subsidiaries, which are, shorting AMC and GameStop, other of my favorite meme stocks. And while a lot of people seem to have a problem understanding this, I see this as extremely bullish because it's a sign of desperation. It's a sign of desperation by the shorts. And this FICC, this Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, effective trade date being January 11th, 2023, is not necessarily stating that they're going to get bailed out, right? We have to infer this, and I'll explain why. Now that I've explained the backstory of what's going on here. Effective with the trade date, Wednesday, January 11th, 2023, firms currently participating in the following services of the Government Securities Division Fixed Income Clearing Corporation are able to net, repo net, and these GCF services we just got done talking about as well. Basically, Loop Capital is one of the underwriters of HKD. They're going to be added to the FICC as a new participant, okay? And FICC, Fixed Income Clearing Corporation entities, are the ones that receive government bailouts in times of market crashes like 2008. So after an IPO, there's something called a lockup period, and that prevents insiders from buying or selling that stock until that lockup period is over, right? They can go between 90 days to 180 days. And the lockup period, I'm sorry, let me start from the beginning. The IPO for HKD was July 15th, 2022. And 180 days from that would be January 11th, 2023. I may be off by a day or two, but I don't think I'm off by much. Of course, it wouldn't hurt you. It's not hard for you to, type it into Google. How many days from July 15th, 2022 is, the 180-day lockup period. So the fact of the matter is here that I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, but I would be absolutely fucking shocked if Loop Capital Markets did not receive a bailout from the federal government, from Jerome Powell's money printer, from the United States Treasury's Old Yeller, when the market crash actually occurs. And until that period, lockup period of 180 days, there's really not much they can do to sell their shares. Now, that doesn't mean that other hedge funds and market makers and family offices can't. They're very able to use and abuse those shares. But at the same time, the insiders, whoever owns shares of HKD within the company could then trade that stock after January 11th of 2023. So because of that fact, I think we're seeing a lot of these pumps and dumps that are going on here. For example, you can see it came out. Let me go to the year to date. January 3rd. Sorry, 1 year. I didn't mean year to date. You can see it was July 15th, 2022 was the date that it IPO'd. And it reached an all-time high of $1,679 a share on August 2nd of 2022 with minimal halts. Very minimal, right? That's a huge jump run up there August 2nd. Now, this doesn't mean that it was insiders, but it's highly plausible that this was by hedge funds and market makers and family offices, allegedly, that they ran this price up from an IPO of $16 a share to an all-time high so far in August of 2022 to $1,679 a share. This is really fucking exciting stuff. Then again to 189, from 58 to 189, September of 2023. And then even just now, the last couple days, from January 4th, from $10 to almost $34 a share. Real quick, I didn't mean to skip you guys. Water tastes yucky, says PRTY bankruptcy. We'll have to look them up here in a little while, my friend. I appreciate the heads up, and thanks for your support as well. Thank you to Grandpa Barney for your support of the think tank, and God bless you and all of our fellow linemen out there that help us maintain our electricity and cable and internet and phone lines. I appreciate you, my brother. RDF 2050 brings up a great point. Thank you. I almost forgot to mention that. He says HKD got up into the 2000s, but the float was increased a bit after the all-time highs. It's a great fucking point, It's a great fucking point. They increased the float, the total number of shares there of AMTD. And yeah, they're currently down here 23.5% today and then 3.6% in after hours, which I think is fucking fabulous. It's a sign, in my opinion, it's a sign of the times, right? You guys are seeing all sorts of companies, even Citadel Securities, apply for FICC, Fixed Income Clearing Corporation, just I think it was in December or November. I'm pretty sure it was in December, in order to be able to net buy and sell these trades. And now you've got Loop Capital, which is the head underwriter for HKD, doing the same thing. So I think it gives a lot of indication of what's happening currently in the financial markets. And water tastes yucky. Thanks for your your support there. You didn't have to super chat me to say that. He said, "Don't forget CNBC is calling HKD a new meme stock." That's right. They are calling HKD a meme stock. Nobody's buying. Not many people are buying this shit. Retail's not buying this shit. I'm not going to touch HKD with a 10-foot pole. You know, as the Grinch would say, with a 39.5-foot pole. I ain't fucking touching it. You know, there's nothing good there. There's no contracts. It's just a gamble. And, you know, people that bought in at, you know, $100, $1,000, $2,000 a share, whatever, you know, $1,600 a share, are not too happy right now with HKD, if they were even stupid enough to buy. But retail doesn't have the kind of money to buy, you know, shares that cost $1,679 a share, really. At least not ones that are majority owned by institutions, you know. Here you got a Wall Street Journal says AMTD digital stock surges rising about 200%. Let's see what kind of bullshit Investor Place has to say about this, right? Since we're on the topic. Oh, of course, they said AMTD stock is rising again, and it isn't clear why. What? So they're saying that there are growing hopes for a reopening of the Chinese economy. They said this could be a short squeeze or something more. I'm going to go with the or something more. It's a fucking money laundering operation, in my opinion, allegedly. All right? They rose 67% before trading opened on January 5th, reportedly on hopes for a reopening of business in China and Hong Kong. I'm not buying it. Bam, Al Capone, thank you very much for your chat right there. Regular chat says HKD 52-week high was $2,555. $2,555 with very, very little, very few halts. Very few halts. And all they claim to have is a metaverse unit called SpiderNet with initial support from C.K. Hutchinson, a conglomerate, but that was later disavowed. This company does absolutely nothing. They are a fucking joke. They claim to be a financial technology firm. That's a fucking joke. And there's not a real short squeeze occurring here. Okay? That's my thoughts at least. Okay? This is simply market manipulation. And it's not something brand new. It's something that's been happening for a long time. This is from something that happened. This article's from 2017. Okay, and there were some trades that occurred with, of course, Martin Shkreli, that in 2011 was not able to fulfill the finding of trades. So he was not able to fulfill his end of the bargain on a short sale. Check that out real quick. Martin Shkreli allegedly told Merrill Lynch that they could absorb the loss on an Orexigen short sale. All right, this is the piece of shit that went to jail for defrauding investors and for raising the price of, you know, his pharmaceutical thousands of percentage points. Merrill Lynch only got about $1.3 million through arbitration from Shkreli's hedge fund after losing $7 million covering the losses on that trade. A Merrill Lynch salesman said Wednesday, remember this was from 2017 article, and this happened in 2011, but this is important because this is the same things that were happening before 2008 and the same things that are happening right now. You know what, just give me 1 second. I'm going to run and grab some water real quick. I need another water bottle.
I'm taking over. Let's fucking go.
Let's sit in the chat while we're sitting here. Who see the interviews? Who knows who Darren Saunders is? Who see his stepdaughter talking? Who's now aware of Mark Falk? Who's looking forward to the next 3-4 months, seeing what happens with that?
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Glad you liked it, Cash. Means a lot coming from you.
It
Chat looks
was
like it did.
a really good interview.
Thank you, sir. Did you hear that?
That was a lot of fun.
Did you hear that? It was very good. Just filling time while you just got out and got water.
I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. You know, so yeah, so real quick before we talk about AMC and APE, you know, Martin Shkreli's hedge fund was unable to cover a short trade that left Merrill Lynch with a $7 million loss a day after reassuring the firm the trade could be covered. Stephen Stitch, the salesman, also testified he became angry and was upset after Martin Shkreli threatened Merrill Lynch if it used the legal system to try to recoup its money from his hedge fund, MSMB Capital, on a short trade involving 11 million shares of Orexigen Therapeutics. This piece of shit, Martin, was shorting Orexigen Therapeutics, a pharmaceutical company, and he said he had some system issues on his side, that it was a mistake. He apologized for putting me in this position, that it would not be in our best interest to pursue this. Stitch testified at Shkreli's securities fraud trial in Brooklyn, New York, federal court. Shkreli also said that he knew people, that he would find ways to pay us back, and that it would not be wise to go to legal proceedings or to make anybody afraid of it, aware of it. And Shkreli suggested that Merrill Lynch, which was handling the electronic trading for his hedge fund, they have the algorithms, was large enough that it could absorb the loss. And this is the same fucking things that we were talking about with Mark Falk and the people from our friends from the Wall Street Conspiracy movie, literally called The Wall Street Conspiracy. It's a documentary film with Mark Falk, Darren Saunders, Patrick Byrne, amongst others. You guys can find it on YouTube for free as well. So I won't stay on this too much here, but as you can see here, even a scumbag like Martin Shkreli can short 11 million shares and fail to deliver. And guess who's left holding the bag? Merrill Lynch, the bank, the prime broker, the ones executing the trades, the ones that are borrowing and lending the monies to these firms. So Martin Shkreli could not deliver the 11 million shares on his short trade of Orexigen, and then Merrill Lynch had to go out and fetch it for them, and they had to pay any price. As what's his fucking name? Thomas Peterfy, the CEO of Interactive Brokers, likes to say, as he said regarding GameStop or AMC, when there's a short squeeze, we must fetch the shares at whatever price. Don't fucking forget that. I'll leave Gary for later. We can talk about Gary later. Who wants to talk AMC? I wasn't supposed to close that out. I wanted to have that open. Go to number 13. For the automatic conversion. The conversion of APE to AMC. Shining Bright says banks won't hold our bags, though. You're right. They're not going to hold our bags. They're going to hold the bags of their hedge funds and family offices and broker dealers that default underneath them. The broker dealers are going to margin call short retail investors. And then the broker dealers are going to get margin called by the prime brokers, as are, and then the hedge funds and the family offices are going to get margin called by the broker dealers. And then the prime brokers are going to come and margin call all of them as well. And then when they go broke, Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and old Yeller and the United States Treasury are going to have to get the motherfucking money printer out to pay me my fucking money. And that's why we're going to be so fucking rich. You understand? It's really that simple. I've never expected, there's been plenty of things out there that could have been catalysts towards a short squeeze, towards the mother of all short squeezes. But the reality of the fact is that I love the stock, and I've never believed that anything short of a market crash would actually cause the entire MOAS. All of the catalysts that we've had this far, whether it be Evergrande, when they go bankrupt, the bankruptcy court is scheduled for March of 2023, whether it be Phase 6, whether it be the executive orders that Biden has issued banning Chinese stock, all of these things are just a domino. They're a domino that gets me closer to where I want to go. And that's billions with an S. I'm not here for anything less. But the fact of the matter is that there's a conversion rate of 1-to-1 for APE to AMC shares. And AMC Entertainment Holdings announces a $110 million equity capital raise and a $100 million debt for equity exchange to Antara Capital. There's a reason that they chose Antara. Now there's going to be a proposed vote to convert AMC preferred equity, APE units, into AMC common shares and implement a reverse stock split. They raised $110 million of new equity capital through the sale of APE units to Antara Capital LP at a weighted average price of 66 cents per share. The APE closing price on the NYSE December 21, 2022 was 68 cents a share. They also reduced the debt by $100 million in principal second lien notes due 2026, currently held by Antara in exchange for 91 million APE units. The $100 million principal debt reduction reduces annual interest expenses by approximately $10 million. Not to mention, and I'll tell you why they did it and why it was a great fucking move in one moment.
What do you want?
Yeah, people don't even know yet. People think that it was a bad idea because it was for 66 cents. But in reality, it was fucking genius. They seek a special shareholder meeting to vote on the following proposals: to convert APE units into AMC, to reverse split the number of AMC common shares at a 1-to-10 ratio. This is all fabulous news, and that people will complain about the 1-to-10 reverse split because they'll say they'll have 10 times less shares. Yeah, but the share price also increases 10 times. And then it also creates a 10 times smaller float, allowing for much harder to borrow shares. 10 times harder to borrow.
More FOMO in the beginning.
More volatility when the short squeeze occurs, and more FOMO buying, fear of missing out by retail. That's a great point, Cash Money. Excuse me 1 second. I got to grab this call real quick.
In the chat, I'm reading all your chat, all your messages. It's saying a shout out just while boss is busy on the phone.
Excellent.
I see in the chat, and I see probably some genuine concern, maybe see some FUD, maybe see some bots, maybe see some haters, maybe see some uneducated, maybe. You know what I'll do, and I can only speak for me. I see the excitement or the panic or the fear, and I understand how important this is. Just as important to me. 100% it is. I want this play over. I want to earn the money. But when I see the comments in there, I go and look at my kids Nobody's robbing me. Nobody's robbing my kids. I go and look at my friends. I go and look in the community. I look at my country. I look at the world. It's a bigger fight than what we've been maybe looking at for a while. But now we're looking at everything. And when we look at everything, we've got people like Boss coming on here tonight on a Friday to educate us and explain. Wait until he's finished. There's a lot of FUD out there. There's a lot of people who don't want you looking, don't want you knowing, don't want you understanding. When somebody does step up and they do tell you the truth, they get attacked, they get hated, they get bots in their chat. Cut through it all. Listen to the people, find the people that you trust and listen to them. I trust Boss. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm listening.
Appreciate you, Wolfie. You're the man. To increase the authorized number of AMC common shares to permit the conversion of APE units into AMC shares. To effect a reverse split of AMC common shares at a 1-to-10 ratio, and to adjust authorized ordinary share capital such that, after giving effect to the above proposals, if adopted, AMC would have the same ability to issue additional common equity as it currently has to issue additional APE units. Now, APE was not supposed to stop the price of APE or AMC from going down. It was not supposed to squeeze the shorts, in my opinion, upon issuance. In my opinion, upon issuance, it was created in order to double the number of shorts and increase the number of the dollar amount that shorts would have to spend on AMC and APE, because now there would be two entities that would have to be shorted. And that's exactly what happened. APE was shorted into the ground and a huge number of shorts were created. Now, with a conversion from APE back to AMC, we would be taking basically 516 million AMC and like around 600 and something million, 700 million APE shares for a combined total of around 1.4 billion. I might be off a little bit on the number of APE shares, but I know at the end of the day, there's around 1.4 billion APE plus AMC shares combined. That value being indicated by the true value of AMC being AMC1. AMC1 is the derivatives basket, which shows and reflects the accurate price of APE and AMC, of which currently, under the current setup, would provide, under the options and the call contracts that are purchased, if exercised by retail, would provide 100 shares of AMC and 100 shares of APE, AMC preferred equity units, okay? And that being said, they would now create 1.4 billion total AMC units and move those APE shares over to AMC under a new CUSIP number, okay? And the new CUSIP... It is fucking hell yeah, I know, man. I get excited every time I think about it, because a new CUSIP would cause shorts, naked shorts, to have to close their positions. Okay, regular short positions could likely roll into the new CUSIP, but naked shorts, my friends, they have to close, not cover, close their positions. That's the way the market works. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just going based off. If you don't believe me, Google it for yourself, because I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm here to explain to you what's going on. I'm not giving you the due diligence. I'm showing you how to do it for yourself. So Google what happens when a CUSIP number is changed. They're so fucked, dude. Naked shorts are fucked. And that is a real fucking checkmate. The conversion of APE back into AMC is where the real fucking checkmate occurs. And like certain things, like look at Volkswagen, for example, during the 2008 great global financial collapse. It took over a month for them to reach their all-time highs before that short squeeze played out. So things can take some time, but the more bullish part about it is that Antara, they got a good deal from Adam Aaron for 66 cents a share. And in return, the share price of APE is already up higher. But Antara hasn't sold their APE. They're going to hold their 167 million APE units for up to 90 days and vote them at the special meeting in favor of these proposals. There's 1.4 billion total shares of AMC and APE combined. And Antara alone has around 167 million. It's not going to take very much for the insiders and for myself and other retail investors that are smart and educated in the markets to vote yes to get this vote to pass, to get the APE shares to be converted back to AMC, which would create a new CUSIP number, which would cause naked shorts to get fucked. It's not going to take very much for people to vote yes to affect the reverse split of AMC common shares. And for if you have 1,000 shares, you'll have 100. If you have 10,000, you'll have 1,000. And at the same time, the share price would be increased 10x. That would make it harder to borrow, more expensive to short. It would create more FOMO, more institutions looking to buy it. And Adam Aron and AMC could sell off fewer shares of AMC in order to pay off their debt. They've got a minuscule $5 billion of debt, whereas some companies like Comcast and General Electric have $100 billion plus in fucking debt. And a lot of those companies like that operate with negative cash flow. AMC is finally starting to see positive cash flow and getting very close to making positive revenue numbers, even though there have been significantly fewer movies in 2022 than there was pre-COVID. But that's increasing. The number of movies coming out is greatly increasing. There are more movies being produced and created now. The best part about it, it's not it. That's not all, folks. But wait, there's more. Okay, you guys know who that was. And the real. So, not only are shorts fucked, not only is APE going to be converted to AMC, not only is the share price going to go up 10x and there's going to be a 1 to 10 conversion ratio there, not only is AMC going to be able to pay off their debt by issuing fewer shares of AMC, but in addition, something that Chase brought up to me, we've already discussed on this channel many times here about the possibilities of an AMC merger or a buyout. And the last time that AMC had a merger was with Odeon Group. Okay, AMC had a merger with Odeon Group. The only time AMC completed a business combination was 2017 when they acquired Nordic Cinema Group, which became a subsidiary of Odeon. Okay, and take a look at this. I want you to see what it says here. And keep in mind, this says not, N-O-T, okay? So as I'm reading this, the key word here is not, because even I missed this, and my good friend Cash Money here explained to me, no, I think you got it wrong. And I'm like, hold on, let me read this again. And I had to read it again to truly understand what was going on here. All right? It'll take 30 seconds, but listen to this. So, in regards to anti-takeover effects of certain provisions of Delaware laws, the AMC board can negotiate terms of a potential business combination or offer. Okay? And the certificate of incorporation expressly states that we have elected not, N-O-T, not to be governed by Section 203 of the DGCL, which prohibits a publicly held Delaware corp from engaging in a business combination with an interested stockholder for a period of 3 years after the time the stockholder became an interested stockholder. So this means that they can immediately sell, buy, or merge, or do some sort of a combination. They can absolutely do that immediately, thanks to their deal with Antara, A-N-T-A-R-A. And this is very big. As you can see here, this was March 28th, 2016. I'm going to give a big shout out to Dade Murphy at Naked Jockman for pointing this out to me. Look, they said, the world's largest movie exhibition chain just became a little bigger. Wanda Group's, formerly Wanda Group's, AMC Entertainment, today closed at its $964 million deal to buy Stockholm-based Nordic Cinema Group, the largest cinema chain in Nordic and Baltic regions. Okay, they were led by private equity firm Bridgepoint and Bonnier Holdings. They received $651 million in cash, and AMC repaid $312.5 million in the chain's debt. So AMC expected to find $5 million in cost savings. It greatly grew their European markets. And that's just one small piece of the puzzle. Because Antara is a company that, something a lot of people have been, here's where the FUD comes in, guys. A lot of FUD has come out about Antara specializing in, what's the word I'm looking for? Specializing in certain events, right? Antara specializes in special events occurring on financial markets. That's how they spend their money. Now, in my opinion, what the special event is here is a combination or a merger or a buyout of AMC. Yes, sir. And it's very possible because previously Antara has been part of multiple combinations. And looking for the combinations where Antara was part of the deal, there was a SPAC, a special purpose acquisition company from A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. A-Rod SPAC and Panini pursued after NBA and NFL losses. Slam Corp had discussed a deal valuing the company at $3 billion, and the sports card market was shaken up by Fanatics contracts. Slam Corp is a newly organized blank check company, SPAC, formed for the purpose of entering into a merger, share exchange, asset acquisition, purchase, recapitalization, or similar business combination, blah, blah, blah. They have not selected any business combination target and will not be limited to a particular industry or region. The company's founding partners are A-Rod Corp. And Antara Capital LP. That's Exhibit A. Now let's take a look at Exhibit B. Great Southern Homes. Great Southern Homes. Thanks, Dave Murphy, on this one. Check this out. Great Southern Homes, a leading private home builder in the Southeast, is to become a public company through a business combination with Diamond Head Holdings Corp. Under the name United Homes. And who's involved on this one? Well, that business combination here is involved with Antara Capital. I'm sorry this is so blurry. I can't make this any less blurry. But they are involved with Antara as well when this occurred. Now, Exhibit C. So now you've got two companies so far where Antara has been... here it says Diamond Head is co-sponsored by Antara Capital, which is an event-driven hedge fund founded by Himanshu Gulati in 2018 that invests across a wide variety of financial instruments, loans, bonds, convertible bonds, credit and special situation equity investments. And I would say a buyout or a merger would be considered a special event, a special situation equity investments in which AMC and Antara can make billions of fucking dollars. In the process, I can also make billions of fucking dollars with my 5x shares of AMC and APE and my 4x call contracts on AMC1, AMC. Let's go to Exhibit C. Collective Growth. Collective Growth merged with Innoviz. Okay, and Innoviz Technologies primary offerings of 16.2 million ordinary shares and a secondary offering of 120.8 million ordinary shares, 7.5 million warrants to purchase, and 7.1 million ordinary shares of underlying warrants of Innoviz. They had a business combination between Innoviz and Collective Growth. They entered into a business combination agreement between these two companies organized under, this was the State of Israel, Perception Limited Liability Company, and Antara Capital, a Delaware limited partnership. So as my friend Cash Money here just told me, we're going to put all the pieces together and come to the realization that this is not financial advice, but there's a very good possibility that this may happen because they have purposely, via their anti-takeover effects of certain provisions of Delaware law, incorporation, and bylaws, AMC has elected to not be governed by Section 203, which would prohibit, for a period of 3 years, the interested stockholder from, creating a distribution or a business combination or a merger here. So CBO Antara Capital's previous 3 exhibits A, B, and C, you can even use D with Innoviz there if you want. We know that a merger or a buyout is highly likely. This paves the way for a theoretical buyout from, say, a company that owns lots of movie properties and does billions and billions of dollars. I'll say it for the people in the back that may not be understanding, but just one, it could be possibly Disney. We've talked about this in the past for a reason, because Disney has a lot of movies. They have a lot of intellectual property. They have a lot of streaming services like Disney Plus and a lot of movies on those streaming services. They have theme parks. They have gear and merchandise and toys. They are a $100 billion company plus. The only thing they lack are movie theaters. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with that. Because if you watch this entire stream here and still don't understand what's happening, well, I can't fucking help you. Do your best to help yourselves. Do your own due diligence. The fact of the matter is that I don't think anything will really cause the mother of all short squeezes short of a stock market crash or a global financial collapse. And it's coming. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a short squeeze or two with new all-time highs before that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you peace and wealth. We're going to be so motherfucking rich! God damn it! I'm so fucking pumped. I'm so fucking pumped. Peace out, everybody.
Filthy rich.
Filthy fucking rich. Have a great day, my friends. I wish you peace and wealth. Our time is now. This is our time. I'm not throwing away my shot. You do what you've got to do. You buy or sell whatever the hell you want. But I'm fucking buying and I'm holding. That's for damn sure. And then I'm buying some more.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. I'm gonna be so goddamn rich.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Jerome Powell, get the fucking money printer out.
Griffin, I want my fucking money.
And I'm not fucking leaving until I get billions with a fucking S.
Every moment, so much more burn.
Holy shit, we're gonna be so fucking rich. Great. Damn it, we're gonna be so fucking rich. I want my fucking money.
You're an original,
Hey,
aren't you?
yelling, give me the fucking money. Get the goddamn money printer out.
Great. Bounty cutter.
We're gonna be so fucking rich. Get the goddamn money printer out.